Hello? Yes. Hello? I can hear myself. Aid? I can... Oh, it's echoing now. We're on. Oh, it's the echo stopped. Right? Aid, we're on. Yes. Oh. Okay, great. Thanks. Islanders. Islanders, can you hear me? I can't hear you, of course, sitting in the lighthouse, but if I stand up and peer out of this window, I can see... Yes, I can see Marge looking up at me. There she is, next to the wall. Can you hear me, Marge? Can you... She's gesturing something, so I'm going to assume she hears me. Hello, Marge. Yes, I can see you. And hello, Islanders. And hello, anyone else in what we hope is still technically called the rest of the world. If you are there, world, we are here. Long time no see or hear. This is the radio station of Odd Bird Island, transmitting across what I assume is still called the airways for the first time. Hello, Islanders. This is Gareth, as you know, and I will try my best to keep you up to date on the island's goings on as they what? Sorry, listeners. Can you hear that screeching? Are we still working? Hello, Islanders. Let's start again. Welcome again to Radio Oddbird. Aid tells me that a wire was loose, or a socket was wired wrong or something in the old transmitter on the top of the hill. I mean, we're lucky to have that transmitter, really, so thanks, Oddbird Island. Aid doesn't know what the socket is called, and our precious copy of A Crash Course in Electronics was once again half eaten by the goat. In goat we trust. But we are back up and running. Hello! Fingers and extremities crossed for smooth transmissions from now on. So, here is the news summary for Oddbird Island. Marge would like to make it clear that she was not waving at the lighthouse as we claimed in our previous failed broadcast. She was adamant about this. She was not waving. She was, she told us, adamantly, trying to draw our attention to the new bulb she had found by the wall. She was pointing at this when I misinterpreted her gestures for a waved hello. Marge and the Seeding and Refooding Committee would like to make it clear that a recent convocation decided that the bulb is not edible, but that it was hoped that the new bulb would be cultivated in due course in the communal garden next to the wall. We will update you on its development. The wall continues to grow during the night without anyone owning up to their energetic interventions here. It is now stretching halfway to the dilapidated dock and looks to be the work of an expert dry waller. Please, whoever you are, come forward and receive our thanks. And more importantly, please help the townsfolk with buildings for our new arrivals. Please. You might also like to give us some advice on renovating the dilapidated dock, or if you get there before we notice, the welcoming hut could use some attention. The twins have sent us words in crayon on a cotton sheet. Please, twins, don't waste this precious material. How many times? Apparently, the twins managed to cut a small hole in the perimeter wire surrounding the shack. One of them, we're not sure which, stuck their head in and peered through the thick shrub to catch a glimpse of the bearded face of the original one, before having to retreat as the electricity was reconnected. Better luck next time, twins, and keep us posted. We're depressed to announce that there has been another outbreak of colic and dysentery in the town. Nowhere else, curiously, just the town. This, despite warnings not to drink the water from the pond on the other side of the hill. Really, Islanders, we shouldn't be going to the other side of the hill. So-called Dr. Merthyr has issued this public health warning, which I will read out. Please don't drink the water from the pond on the other side of the hill. It may cause colic and or dysentery. So-called Dr. Merthyr also added a footnote in handwriting that I can just about read here. It says, check for other medical textbooks. Okay? Well, she's doing her best, Islanders. Librarian, if you're listening, help. On that note, we need to be vigilant and look out for each other when it comes to symptoms which might portend another outbreak of dangerous obsession with self-help books. We've been through this before, people, and know the symptoms well. To reiterate, beware of your fellow Islanders smiling uncontrollably, smelling things with whimsical looks, gazing anywhere for longer than 2 seconds, speaking in glib, gleeful or gratuitous platitudes, and most seriously of all, making resolution lists. The librarian has now been instructed to be on high alert and is making lists of anyone caught drawing out more than 2 self-help books in succession. We've been re-warned. Read novels, people. Read anything else. We know that we only have a few salvage books from the Exodus, most of them belonging to Darkest Brow, may Oddbird bless him. But please, please be careful. Look after yourself and each other's slump to self-help. Remember, mindfulness isn't kind for us. As we lead to the weather, Lifeguard Rohan has issued yet another red warning and reiterated that his flags can be seen up and down the coast of our island. The red flags have been there since anyone can remember, and we've never had another colour warning, but here's hoping. Here's Janice with the weather, recorded earlier from round the back of the newly refurbished Odd Bird Inn.
It's still bleak!
Thanks, Janice. And Janice also reminded us to remind you that Ronnie is offering 2 for 1 on Welk whiskey shots at the Odd Bird Inn, the first Friday of every cycle. So, that's every Friday, Ronnie. Oh, Ronnie, you card. That sign in the inn saying free beer tomorrow always makes me laugh. Not because we haven't worked out how to brew beer yet, but because, well, tomorrow will never come, according to the sign. Free beer tomorrow. Hilarious. I'm joined now in the studio by Algernon, the chronicler. Algernon, that's right. Just sit there. Algernon has the latest instalment of his grandly titled Historical Chroniclage of Odd Bird Island to read for us. It is important, so he tirelessly tells us, that remarks on the past of things of history are the better for us to remember the passing of things in the present. I don't know either.
Should I start now?
Yeah, but are you going to use that voice?
That voice? That voice? My voice! This was the voice my mother gifted me at birth, my dear Gareth.
Oh, I see. It's just a little, I don't know, hammy? You don't need to perform. Just, I don't know, read your chronicles.
Hammy? Reminiscences on the radio and these acts of cultural preservation require an appropriate register, my dear Gareth. My job is a sacred and noble one.
Okay, carry on.
I shall. 'Twas the evening of the 2nd day of the 40th of our new calendar of cycles. I was just completing one of my regular round-table readings, this time from the Annals of Anthropology, a journal gallantly salvaged to our knowledge-needy hands by Darkest Brow, may Oddbird bless him, when, all out of a sudden of a moment, the town pans chimed. I halted mid-sentence, dear listeners, and looked toward the dark, broiling depths of our noble coast. There again, dear listeners, hark! The alarm sounded. 'Twas the heralding chime. That I knew at once, of a new arrival to Odd Bird Island. Ever now, but hopefully not forever home. I looked, dear listeners, to the bruisingly dusky darkening of the sky, and...
Thanks, Algernon, that's enough. Ever now home. Bruisingly dusky darkening. Give me strength. Right, here are this week's lists of tasks for the island, drawn up as ever by the Town Protectorate. The rotors for Watchtowers 2 and 3 have been lost, suspected dead. Can all those who are due to watch from either of these towers in the next cycle re-register with Phyllis, Hut 8.4? The 3 new builds in the town need urgent building. Please register your building abilities or experiences of any type of building with the Building Commission, Hut 3.2. The vegetable patch, which we no longer describe as a patch, requires vegetable pickers. Please make yourself known to Marge and the Seeding and Refooding Committee, Hut 11.3. Ronnie has requested whelp pickers as a matter of urgency. A punter incentive relies on it, apparently. The keeper of the goat, in Goat We Trust, has come down with colic and dysentery. Again. Cover is needed for the foreseeable cycle. The librarian has put in a formal request for any able-handed persons to help with mildew removal on some of our more mildew-prone volumes. Finally, the town protectorate is still appealing for anyone with a rudimentary grasp of draftsmanship, or draftspersonship, I should say, to put themselves forward to work on the cathedral plans. Hell, any grasp of drawing a straight line and elementary spatial awareness will do. It's not architectural science. Well, it is, but you know what I mean. If we want Oddbird Town to elevate to city status, we need to get on with that cathedral. Right, Aid? Right. Please, Ange, don't volunteer again. On a final note, Nigel once again set the island on Amber Alert last night as he ran around the township naked, shouting that he had seen lights on the horizon. On further investigation, detectorists of the Town Protectorate have indicated that Nigel has recently been suffering from vertigo brought about by colic and dysentery, and that the stars he saw may have been a consequence of him being hit on the head by a potato, possibly a rock, probably thrown by one of the twins. Those twins! The investigation is ongoing, and the Town Protectorate urge us to be vigilant about lights, potatoes, and rock abuse. If you feel it, as they say, exhort it. Same-ish time, same place, of course, we can't go anywhere, for the next broadcast, which will also feature a special bulletin on safe effluent storage and removal with our resident exteriorised designer, Penelope Ford. Until next time, Islanders, sleep aware and in shift, and hold on and in hope. Radio Afterwards is written and performed by Gareth Farmer. The podcast uses some sound effects under the Creative Commons license, generously donated by wonderful people all over the world to freesound.org. The website address and attributions are in the description. Subscribe to join Gareth and the residents of Oddbird Island next time on Radio Afterwards.